Hello and welcome back to Jikoronpa, and guys, I am so confused. I think I've started my intros for the last 3 episodes and I'm confused, but it is just so true. I'm in a constant confusion. I have no idea what's going to happen in this trial. So for a refresher, in yesterday's episode, we basically figured out that Ikki died because he violated the rule, and I will say, it is a little. I've thought about it, and if you read the description of yesterday's episode, you will see that. But I thought about it more, and I still think it's a little cheesy how we got to this point because. For this is my presumption on what happened, so I could still be wrong, but I feel like it's a pretty safe assumption to make all things considered. But what I'm assuming then is Ikki violates rule, Ikki gets punished by Dia, Culprit walks into the comes out on the elevator, walks into the room, sees Ikki down on the floor, sees Asuka standing there, thinks that Asuka just murdered Ikki, and because of rule 1 or 2 that says that no witnesses can see them commit the murder, the culprit thinks that Asuka is going to kill them in a few moments so they don't get punished, and the culprit kills Asuka because they think they're going to die if they don't. The reason why I'm still a little like about Ikki dying for a rule violation is mainly because I feel like Dia should tell us that someone dies for a rule violation, because I don't know. I know it just feels a little off because Ikki violates rule, and that leads to the culprit thinking that Asuka killed Ikki, which leads to the culprit killing Asuka, and which leads to the culprit's execution. So Asuka and the culprit are going to die because Ikki violated a rule, basically. And I'm not sure how fair it is, because, like, I know it's a killing game and it's not meant to be fair, but I just feel like it's a little meh for someone to violate the rules and Dia just leave Asuka right there hanging. I just don't think that's like, it's just like, what I do like what's going to result from it. I do like how Seinousuke is actually, I feel like Seinousuke is being genuine, and I do like the atmosphere and tension and emotions people are going to feel, that how Ikki died just from a rule violation, and you can die just from that, just for losing your temper for a short moment. You can just lose your life in this hellhole. I do like that. I just feel like it's a little how we got to it still, but overall I'm still enjoying. Here's a quick refresher. Yeah, so this is going to be the the JIKL game, and I have to press D to clear the white noise. And I'm assuming we're gonna, and this is like the armament of the game, and I'm assuming we're going to end with it by saying there was no BDA for Ikki, and I think that's what's gonna end this game. Here we go. Oh, that's neat. Oh, G H Y J Y J H H J Y G J J H. I have to clear the white noise for that J J G Y H H J Y Y J G Y J J J G J G G G H J Y J Y D Y H G. Gahara was murdered. I'm not joking this time. I love Gahara. Oh, jeez, I love Gahara. Gahara was murdered. He's trying to fool us. I'm not joking this time. He's trying to fool all of us. Okay, I'm pretty much sure I got all of them. J Y. I love this compelling commentary. I'm just oh no, you pressed the wrong button, you fool. Uh, this is okay. I think I have a grasp on it. Why change your belief now? Dia's trying to fool all of us. I'm not joking this time. I love Gahara. Okay, clearly you love Gahara. We get it. You have plenty of time to get a room. Okay, you're having a discussion. We need to avenge Gahara. I'm not joking this time. Yeah, I love Gahara. I love Gahara. Dude, you're chanting like you're in like it's a cultist belief. Come on now. You know what? There's actually probably noises that goes along with it. Oh, what happened there? Oh god, are we only like... Okay. I see the health bar on the left has definitely depleted to the full, so I don't know why we're still going. We just... I like the sprite at the very least. I wish I could enjoy it, but I do not know the keys on my board well enough to enjoy it, so that's great. Last statement. Oh, okay, that's another one, I guess. Okay. The, the spears are spotless. Yeah, that's another reason. All the spears are spotless, which means it has to be DS sphere. This is our answer. I will say that minigame is way too longer than it needs to be. I'm going to be totally honest. Like, I was that, now I did have to pay, I think that was like 3 minutes, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. But for just pressing 4 buttons repeatedly, and most of my health being lost because I was busy talking like, oh, here's this line from Seinousuke. But, yeah, it just, obviously I know it's Renpai, so it's not going to be the most advanced thing ever. I get that. I'm not stupid. Well, I am stupid, but I'm like at least 90 IQ, so I understand that. But I still feel like if you have a health bar, what's the point of having a health bar when it gets to the bottom of the screen? You just keep going for another like 2 minutes. Maybe that's I don't know. I just feel like that could be a lot shorter. Like a lot of these mini games are sweet and short, and I feel like that one's just a bit long for no reason. And it's because you're just pressing the same four buttons over and over and over and over again, and just pressing D as well for fun. Anyways, let's destroy this man. I'm sorry, Seinousuke, but the only thing that could have caused Ikki's wounds was one of the spears. None of the spears in the storage room are bloodied. And Asuka would have been killed very soon after Ikki. They, wouldn't have time to clean the blood off the spear in the room either. And that is a good point that I wanted to say. Asuka probably died very soon after Ikki died, so then it will lead to what the cause of death. And we established that the cause of death is most likely strangulation, which means the knife was probably taken out of the storage room afterwards and used to just slash Asuka's throat to conceal it. And this is the thing, is maybe Mauen and Colette said this and I'm just stupid and I'm forgetting, but I feel like I need several answers to them. One, did they return the knives after they were done using them? Two, how long were they together afterwards? Three, did any of them keep the knives? Like, I just need to know that, because I just feel like, where did the culprit get the knife on? Because the one thing I'm thinking of is that Ryuu had a knife on him for self-defense. So if so, it would have been easy for him to take out his knife and use it to fabricate evidence like that. But if Mauen and Colette put the knives back, because let's say Ryuu takes knife from storage room, there's now one knife missing. Mauen and Colette but then Ryu's knife, then there won't be two knives missing. So yeah, maybe I'm just crazy. It's fine. 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 Nah, fine. But what I'm more curious about is presuming that the killer came down and killed Asuka because they feared they were going to die. That probably means they wouldn't have time to run past Asuka, because if they ran past Asuka, grabbed the rope in the storage room, then came back out to try and kill Asuka, they would have known that Asuka wasn't trying to kill them, because they would have been at the elevator, presumably trying to get away. So did they have the rope on them? Because rope isn't something you just have. You'd think that they had to run into the storage room to get the rope. You wouldn't think they just had to have that. So I'm just trying to think, who could actually be the killer? The obvious candidate is Chiyuki, because Chiyuki could have come down to meet Ikki about the secret, or the crime mission, or the folder mission, and then saw Asuka there and killed them. And obviously Chiyuki is the most likely candidate to just come down and intercept the mission because he knew about it. But then why would Chiyuki have rope on him? I guess sometimes when you're measuring clothes, you have some sort of like rope thing to measure it. I feel like I see that sometimes, like a string. Maybe I'm just being delusional or crazy, but I feel like that's something I see. So maybe that's why Chiyuki had a rope. But then that makes me confused, because I actually thought it wasn't Chiyuki, mostly because we called him out so early in the trial, and he gave some really good defenses, and then we just spent the rest of the trial going over those defenses. So are we really just gonna do the culprit is you thing, where when you go through all the characters and select the one who's most suspicious after we already called out Chiyuki? That's gonna be a bit awkward. They, wouldn't have time to clean up off the spear in the ash room either. Why is this how it goes? But you and Ghosty are missing one more clue, aren't you? Last clue? He's right. There's one more. Is there? Oh, right. Hikari and I found a strange poem near the crime scene. So that's what Ikki wrote for Seinousuke. Yeah, I guess. Are you sure it isn't from our poetry missions? This can't be. Look at it. Ryuu brought out the strange poem and read the legible words on it aloud. A riddle? I see our true culprit has met my expectations after all. How could this point us towards our culprit? It has pretty much spelled out the name of our killer, doesn't it? Remember, Cherry Blossom? Was it you, Seinousuke? Oh, and he's this. Oh God, Seinousuke, was it actually you? Oh no. Well, it's Seinousuke, and Seinousuke came down and saw Ikki dead. Oh dear, oh dear. And the reason why why he was so emotional is because he's realized that he killed Asuka for no reason at all, because Asuka didn't do shit to Ikki. Okay. Especially the last line. Iridescent is a specific word, isn't it? Not much used in our daily life. And that was what tipped me off originally during the investigation. I remember I saw the word iridescent, and I couldn't remember it. But then when I was editing, I finally found the poem. Huh? The relevance of this poem? It's actually Seinousuke's poem, a poem from the motive, Tsubaki's poem. What relevance does the poem have? Seinousuke used the word iridescent, and if it's meant to point towards the culprit, then I don't know why a poem from the motive would be it, and I'm not sure why a poem from the motive would be that. So I'm going to get Seinousuke's poem first. Oh, it's a poem from the motive. Okay, fair enough. A piece of paper it must be from somebody's information folder. It matches Seinousuke's poem from a few days ago. It's not an exact copy, but it's similar enough to not be a coincidence. So did Asuka have Seinousuke's information? So Asuka had Seinousuke's information. And the poem was from Seinousuke. Okay. The poem here must have inspired the poem he wrote for the mission. But he said he got Tsubaki's information. Tsubaki doesn't write like that. Who here got Tsubaki's information? What the hell? That's a random shortcake. Trust me. Trust given, I guess? I got my own information, actually. These motives aren't giving me much to work with, are they? Bummer. Seinousuke told me he got your information a couple of days ago. Oop. Oop. You caught me. Whoopsie daisy. It's true. I actually got Kahara's information, and I said it back at the... I remember back when he told us this, I remember guessing that he had Ikki's information based on how he was reacting, but then he said he got Tsubaki's information, and I just believed him without thinking, oh, for God's sake, I remember, oh God, I just didn't think he'd lie for no reason like that. Just, why would you lie though? Because presumably you weren't planning on murder back then, so why would you lie to me? Just say you don't feel comfortable telling me who the information is. What's the point in lying? Then what did that information say? Will it help with the trial? It'll help a ton. Don't worry. Because Kahara actually knew somebody here from before the killing game. But I'm guessing the memory of it was erased, like Asuka's was. And that is not a surprise because we are into nature photography, so we might have a relationship with Daisaku for the game. We know that Mauen met Koleva for the game, so I feel like we all know somebody from before the game. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Because that means 6 of the 14 people here know somebody else. That feels like a random number. I feel like it's likely that all of us knew somebody. Which one of us? Not telling. At least, not until our pretty pedals has one debate with me, for fun. He's with you? I'll try my best. You can do it. I'm thinking, this may be my final debate with Seinousuke. What about our paradise, Seinousuke? Just for your information, this non-stop debate would be a little bit special. You know how I like it. Special. It has the same controls as the one before, but instead of supporting the arguments of another character, You will have to find an argument to refute. Good luck. Oh, here we go. Seinousuke's presence. Well, only one bullet for the final battle of the final lance on debate.
So, let's summarize this. Kahara got into an argument with Asuka before they died, right?
I mean, not necessarily. They could have just not liked the information that was there, so...
And then Lilypad ran off, maybe to look for help or something. But the culprit probably saw Kahara's body and thought the worst.
Right, oh god, he actually did... Oh, okay.
So, with Lilypad unable to escape, they avenged Kahara. Or so they thought. But they probably went up there for no reason. Winnie has a good excuse. We're checking the items and all. Chiyuki has a good excuse. Probably to check what was going on with Kahara. Even Wildcat and Cherry Pie had good excuses, right? So many reasons to be up there. What could it be? So, it makes me wonder what our killer's reason is.
It's not for no reason. Well, there was only one thing to the refute, and there was only one bullet. So did Seinousuke go up there just so he could see the knives and bloodshed? Is that the only reason he went up there? It's that bitch! I wasn't expecting that news surprise. Actually, the culprit probably had a good reason. Because of something they heard in the hall. You know what? I wonder if Seinousuke was so lenient with the information in his trial. It's because he thought we were going to reveal Asuka murdered Ikki, but then he got duped and Asuka didn't do anything. If you hadn't had good bloodshed and violence from afar, who would check it out? And I did say that, which is why I was so confident that it wasn't just a red. Well, I thought the hair was a red herring, and I thought that Seinousuke. Thing is, I was sort of right here. Seinousuke did go to the second floor, and Seinousuke was the one who planted the evidence. But I just thought it was because he was the accomplice, not because he was the murderer, huh? Out of concern or curiosity, it doesn't make a difference. And the two the killer heard went to the second floor for their knife fight. The killer followed them and must have stayed there even after they left. They were probably hiding until they noticed Asuka running out of the room. They walked into the storage room, only to see the body of somebody they cared deeply about. Believing Asuka ended them, they took their revenge.
That's exactly right. Proud of you, Rosebud.
I'm not sure. Even though the first trial lasted 4 episodes, we are on the 4th episode right now. I don't know.
I see who the culprit is now. Colette was right. He truly made it a puzzle.
What a disgrace to humanity you are, Seinousuke. Wow, that is a crazy thing just to say from Toshi. Okay. What the hell? Why did we suddenly decide to fuck up Ginger's the killer again? I thought he was proved innocent or whatever. I shall explain it to you later, Cherry. So, you were sick and twisted till the end. I hardly ever expected more from you.
Be quiet, dipshit. You're wasting time I could be using to tell all of you what happened.
Oh, okay, wow. Dipshit, I shut up, I say.
Now, where do I start? I'll wing it as I go.
Is it time for the final? Because if we start the mini game, then I do think it truly is over.
Here's my truth, everyone. Believe me when I say I'm not making a joke out of any of this. Alright?
Here's a quick refresher of the finale of Self-Reflections gameplay. There's a lot I'm confused about right now, honestly. Why did Seinousuke leave the hair there? Why not? Why didn't he try to get away with more? I feel like there was a lot of things that Seinousuke did that just led him to being caught. A part of me wonder. I still think, even though I just said 5 minutes ago so far, I still think it. Was it truly just because he was so sure that Asuka had murdered Ikki, he thought that if he revealed that Asuka did kill Ikki, then Asuka, we would have voted for Asuka, and then that would have been it. But then why not just reveal it at the very beginning? Because if you reveal that Asuka killed Ikki, and then you killed Asuka, then people would probably believe you. They probably wouldn't believe you, but they'd investigate, and most of what you said would line up, so they'd probably believe you after that. So I'm not sure why this is happening. I'm a little bit confused on how this whole thing happened. Click line of poetry that sees the image on screen. Okay, fair enough.
The finale of self-reflection.
Okay, here we go. Secret and safety. Oh, they knew each other from the past. The detective and journalist knew each other from the past. What a surprise. I see. That's... Okay. The past and the present. Iridescent hopes collide. I'm assuming it's the past and present because there's literally a photo of the past there.
Iridescent is a pretty strange word. When the two of you just met, it's like the past and present coming together after the rain.
Sew my heart together into fights of worse, locked behind bad jokes. Into fights of worse? Because the two of them were talking about a fight?
But then, things happen. You get into fights or worse, and the past comes crawling back.
Oh my god, what is this hand pose? This hand pose is like, oh! That's such a funny way to react to a dead body. I ran away. I saw his body. I used the opportunity. Well, this whole thing is clearly him seeing the body, so it's middle once again.
When I saw his body, I didn't know what to do. All I knew was rage and fear. I locked behind her.
Okay. Life of a cruel word, life of a blue jay, life of a little frog. Well, it has to be life of a little frog because of the frog clothes Asuka wears. So you saw... Okay, so you saw Ikki dead, and I guess you were just overrun with hatred that you couldn't really think about it through, because you saw Ikki dead, you grabbed the rope, then Asuka... But we used the elevator so much more times than... Like, we used the elevator like so many times, and only in the evening. Mao and Colette used it. Seinousuke used it, I guess. I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit mad with this whole thing, honestly. Also, maybe I'm just pissed that because Seinousuke was one of my favorites, and now he's gonna die. I'm like, oh great. First I like Mayume a lot, then I like Seinousuke a lot in this chapter. Then he just dies. Great.
I'm kind of so sad.
Yeah, Seinousuke. Okay. Life of a cruel word. Life of a little frog.
And so, I ended the life of a little frog. One that wasn't a villain after all.
Fought for their life, robbed of their life, wept for their life. It has to be fought because there was a fight.
I won the battle, but God, not the war. And never the war, as they fought for their life.
I swiped all, I left all, I sliced all. You slit his throat.
I sliced all of my opportunities for redemption, for love, for everything, and left them lying there.
Like a game of rock, paper, scissors. Like a game of tag. Like a game of hide and seek. So Seinousuke, are you calling yourself a rock? Because you're holding scissors. You left the poem down there.
Like with a game of rock, paper, scissors, I was the loser in the very end. I was never iridescent, despite my love for you, Kahara.
Okay, here we go. The end. I will say, I'm not really sure how I feel about the tone right now, considering the very cheery music that's in the background when we're about to send the man to death. But okay, I'll ignore it for now, I guess. Was Seinousuke always wearing matching jewelry? I don't remember that. Seinousuke is wearing the same pink beads right now, but was Ikki always wearing those? Am I crazy? I don't think so. Maybe it's because he's wearing wildly different clothes right now. Maybe his collar was covering it. I don't know. I don't remember Ikki wearing that. Maybe it's from before it's obviously from before the game.
It all started with the motive. Secret! I got Kahara's secret, surprisingly. And their secret was that the two of us met before the killing game, about 6 months before. We were working on the same case. There was a ton of proof, with photos of us together, a poem they wrote me, and documents from the case that we'd worked on.
And that is your connection with poetry. But you were the only one who didn't write poetry, but your connection to it was that someone that's wrote for you. Oh. Wow.
I'm gonna kill you. And that was Colette's voice, but now she sounds like Seinousuke, so that's not good. A day or two passed until I spent time with Kazuyuki. He barely tolerated me, but at the time, it was fun. However, when I exited the room, I heard Wildcat and Cherry Pie talking about their knife fight. Obviously, I was curious, so I followed them. Their duel ended, but I hung out in the library afterwards. That was, until I heard some loud noises, and saw Lilypad running. I snuck behind them. I checked the room they'd just left, and then saw Kahara's body. I immediately assumed that Lilypad ended them, but that was my mistake. Dia was the one that ended Kahara. Something blinded me, and I took a rope from the storage room.
If you were just going to kill someone on a blind range, would you really take the rope? Because that was on the shelf. I feel like you would take the scissors, the knife. I feel that's a much more natural thing to grab than taking a rope and then strangling someone. And also, you wrapped it around his neck 3 times. What was Asuka doing?
Something blinded me, and I took a rope from the storage room. To my surprise, Lilypad hadn't noticed me, but I'm pretty sure they noticed when I was strangling them.
What was the giveaway?
They tried to fight back a ton. Their punches to my torso hurt more than expected. They even made me stumble a few times, due to knocking stuff over. Still, I guess I was the victor. Who expected that? After they died, I did my signature shenanigans.
Your signature shenanigans? Are you... hello, are you a serial killer?
I mean, I had no real intention of escaping this place, especially now that Kahara is dead. So, I took a knife from the storage room, slit Lilypad's throat with it, and left it in their hand. I was furious. I thought they deserved to have their body desecrated like that. And then, I put 2 pieces of evidence to link back to me. I wanted to get caught in the end, but I didn't want to make it easy. I didn't admit my crime or bring up the evidence on my own, but I did decide not to fight back. When I was caught, I was a loser. No point in fighting against a winner. The most obvious piece of evidence was my hair. It's funny, but I didn't even think that Kazuyuki would be suspected when I did that. What a joke. And the second was the poem. Only Tsunami and Sunflower would understand the clue, but they didn't fail me after all. In the end, I guess I was Lilypad's murderer, huh? And Kahara wasn't killed by them after all. I expected my ending to be more intense and exciting. But this is it. This is my truth.
Da 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 da.
You can all vote now. Vote to this pumping music. I am the killer. Don't you dare vote for anybody but me. I mean it.
Is it over? Oh, have we voted? Yep, we voted. It's something I will say. If you look at the top right, it's specifying it's now day 12. We found the body at the night of day 11, so while we were in the trial, it turned over to the new day. Which I'm just saying, alternate timeline theory. When our wounds heal, when we get to the when anything blood or dead or wounds vanish when we go to the next dimension after one day is real, because it's day 12 now. So it was midnight when Mountain showed us her wounds. Yeah, I'm mixed about how I feel about this whole thing. You know what? I'm just gonna go through the post trial just to see what it's like. I will say right now, I do think I enjoy the chapter 1 trial overall more. Maybe it's just because I'm pissed. Maybe not pissed. Maybe I'm coping because I did worse in this trial. Not even worse. I feel like I might have done. I think I actually did better in the minigames in this trial than the first trial, but I had a better grasp on the first trial, so maybe that's I'm coping because I felt like I didn't know anything this entire trial and I couldn't do anything. So maybe
I'm like, oh god, I'm stupid. Oh no, I'm so sad.
but I don't want. I don't think that's why. Like, it's not why, but like maybe I'm just subconsciously reacting like that. It just it feels like I said earlier about the Dia Ikki rule violation. That's I've already said that, but Seinousuke didn't wanted to not get away with it, but he didn't want to admit it because he wanted to have fun. But then why would you leave your hair at the crime scene? Because once your hair gets once your hair is found at the crime scene, every rational person is going to be like would have mentioned that immediately. It's a miracle that Hikari and Ryuu waited so long in the trial to even mention that, because most people would have mentioned that immediately when the trial started, and then you would have gotten called out, and you admitted to the crime there. So if that happened at the start, you would have been admitted, and you would have been at the very beginning, anyway. So I'm just confused. I felt like I would have a much greater time at believing it if he just has the poem and not his hair. Because if he didn't leave his hair, and the poem is like you can link it back to him, but it's much more innocuous, so that most people wouldn't bring it back to him immediately, because only Tsubaki and Hikari would have known it, and even then you'd have to remember all the poems that you've shown in the first place. So if it was just the poem he left there, I could kind of get behind him just trying to have fun, but leaving the hair is just so obvious that you can't even have fun with it, because the the normal person would just react to it immediately. It's like I don't know. I find it hard believing it. But it wasn't long before all of us were finished. Oh, boo! You got it all right again. God. I'm waiting for my bloodbath, but I'm actually starting to think it may never come. Not unless the killer actually tries to hide their crime. Please, be quiet, dear. Just for now. Okay. I understand why you may have thought that Asuka killed Ikki, but why did you have to kill them? Because of I guess Asuka never even knew Seinousuke was there, so it wasn't. You can't even claim self-defense. I guess Seinousuke was just that mad at Asuka. You could have just told everyone that Asuka killed Ikki instead of killing them. If you'd done that, we wouldn't have needed this train at all.
So, if somebody important to you had died, you wouldn't have avenged them? Let's not forget that you tried to get all of them killed, just because you couldn't accept Asuka might have taken their own life. Ooh, we kind of clocked you there, Toshi. I'm gonna be honest. You don't have a leg to stand on. Yeah, go in the corner and cry. Aw, so you're not arguing back? Boring. Tell us more about Ikki's information. What did it say? Gaharu and I knew each other for 6 months, maybe a bit longer, before this game. We met while investigating some kind of controversial company at the same time, I think. I don't remember much about the company now, but I remember everything about Gahara. So that is another way of saying that this company is definitely related to the Killing Game in some sort of way, because that's why you put into it, because you're investigating it, and all of us are going to be related to that company in some way. I'm saying that right now, before I forget about it. So, it's possible all of you have the memories from the past 6 months erased? I think so. Or at least the memories of our information. I don't know. But I remember how they were more important to me than life itself. He made life worth living. Well, I'm glad all my free times I did with you had no meaning. I'm just chopped living now. Thanks, Seinousuke. Really appreciate it. Obviously, I'm just joking. I've always hated living. Just waiting for the day I'd finally die. I was too weak to take my own life. But Gahara, he made me realize it actually mattered. Or at least mattered to somebody. You matter to more people than you know. I know, Wildcat. You, Tsunami, Rosebud. Oh, okay, why thank you. I think I want to say thank you. Shut up, please. Don't do that. Songbird, Cherry Pie, even everyone here. You were the best people I've known in my entire life. But when I saw Kahara's corpse, I wasn't thinking. I felt like my entire life crumbled in mere seconds, and you get it. To do all of this for somebody you only discovered memories of just now.
I can't believe this at all. Seinousuke, if you punch Kazuyuki before you go, honestly, like, my head is in the other direction. I'm not looking at all.
Be quiet, jackass! I don't want to hear anything from you before I die.
Don't talk to me like that. You can't act like I have any blame in this situation at all.
I mean, you sent Ikki by himself to get your motive secret. What are we talking about? I could understand if you went together, but you sent him down there alone. Why would you do that? Oh, please. You make me laugh. Take some damn responsibility for once in your goddamn life. Maybe you didn't directly kill Kara. Maybe you didn't start their argument. But to say you had no part in it at all? Get a fucking clue! Kara constantly tried to help you, to encourage you. Do you feel nothing after he died trying to defend you? Do you feel nothing after they died because of what you asked them to do for you? Try to care about somebody besides yourself for once. Maybe then you'd understand why I did this. Yeah, what I did wasn't right. But at least I'm honest about it.
Wow.
Just wah? Okay, end it. Hey, Dia, can I have one of those last minute requests before I die?
Yep. Just tell me what it is.
I want to see Kahara's last moments. I want to see them what got them killed. I need an answer.
Of course. God, are we actually gonna? Oh God, I was actually hoping that we did see this, but okay, I'm very excited to see it. What if Asuka did kill Ikki? That'd actually be hilarious. Asuka grabbed the spear and Dia cleaned up for no reason, just to trick us. That'd be hilarious. Not hilarious, but I'd be like, oh my God, wow.
Oh, there you are, Gazu. Eh? Ikki? God, you're. I mean, with your very different height and very different hair color and very different skin tone, I thought you were the same person. Wow, it's actually kind of crazy. Oh shit. Oh, I swear to God, if I actually sent the wrong person that note, this is just what I get for being so stupid these past few days, damn it.
Not to worry. I believe the correct person received your note. It was Kazuki to meet with you, correct? So the folder contained his information.
Yeah. How'd you know?
Out of curiosity, why did you choose the storage room with lots of weapons to meet? It's a very interesting choice. I'll be honest.
Kazuyuki told me about it. He asked me if I could go in his place.
Yeah, I should have expected that. So much for my plan of redeeming myself or whatever.
Redeeming yourself?
Yeah, when I saw the info I got initially, I was tempted to just find wherever the hell he was and freak out at him.
Come on, say the information out loud so we can all hate Kazuyuki. Like I wouldn't be against it. If everybody just hates Kazuki, if Asuka just reveals Kazuki's information and Kazuki's like,
The fuck? Why did you reveal that, Dia?
and we're all just like, boo, Kazuyuki, boo. Honestly, best ending this trial could have.
But shit like that isn't going to help anybody. So I wanted to, see if I was missing the context, or if the info was fake. I still hate his guts, but I gotta learn how to control all this fury I've built up one day.
I'm not sure if I said this out loud. I think I might have. But if you watched the investigation episode, you definitely have realized that I titled it "Investigation of the Irascible Individuals," and irascible just means it's just synonymous for short-tempered, really. And what I liked about it, I feel like I might have said this out loud, but I'm saying it again just because I haven't. What I liked is the parallel between Ikki and Asuka. That Asuka is always short-tempered, and they can always blow a fuse rather easily, and they get pissed easily and they shout at people a lot, and that's very obvious. But Ikki is far more subtle with his short-temperedness, where most of the time he's very he placates to everyone, and I wouldn't say he's a pushover, but he will go along with the plan if everyone's happy. He wants to try and find a plan that makes everyone okay and enjoyed. he doesn't want to exclude anyone, but sometimes when he's just by himself and something minor goes wrong his way, or something minor that he doesn't like happens, he can go like, damn it, and he can just get very tempered. So I really like how they were both kind of characters who lost their temper, and I'm glad how Asuka's bringing this up right now.
Why are you crying? Did I upset you somehow?
No, it's just hearing you say that as well. It reminds me of when I was younger. Believe it or not, I had a few delinquent years myself.
Really? Our cute little detective had a mean streak?
I may or may not have damaged more than a few desks, and lockers, and the bones of other students.
Okay, Jesus Christ. Should I start running? I'm more scared than Kazuki now. Whoa. That's... Oh, wow, that is not information I needed to know, to be honest. The worst thing I did in my school was insult a few people and start a few rumors.
Yeah, but you're more obvious with... You're tempered, which is why people might be more wary of you, while Ikki is not as obvious with it. Or maybe he was more obvious with it back then, when he broke people's bones, apparently. Like, what? That's the one we talking about there. My younger years were not a pretty sight. Still, it's truly wonderful that you are working towards improvement, Asuka.
It's nothing. Blame, I don't know, a certain warrior and gardener. They've been too afraid to look me in the eye lately. The feeling sucks. I want Toshi and Hikari to trust me again. I love them lots, you know.
I understand. I love them. I love you too, Asuka. I'm so sorry I did none of your free time events. I really wanted to do them, but you were gone for the last half of the free time events, and I would have done some of yours if you were available for the second half of the chapter. You can do this. It's a difficult process, believe me, but I will believe in you with all the power I have.
You don't need to believe in me, damn it. I can do this on my own.
Trust me, doing this alone is harder. I will do whatever I can to support your personal growth.
Why do you gotta be so? Ugh. Fine. Whatever.
Oh, I almost forgot. Kazuki's information. Oh, here we go. Oh, God. Okay, here we go. I guess we could only delay the inevitable. Information that the folder have. Kazuki wanted me to inform him of it afterwards.
Oh, well, brace yourself. It's kind of, well, terrifying.
Terrifying? That doesn't sound good.
It's not. Trust me. Just look.
Oh, God. Okay. Suga handed Ikki the folder containing Kazuki's information. Ikki hesitantly opened it up. What? What is all of this? I'm going to be sick. He has to explain this. This is too cruel. Why? Which is why Kazuki should have come to the meeting. Wait, it's Kazuki the traitor, and this is the proof I need. Oh my God, Kazuki! God damn, you are the traitor I knew all along. Why would he murder his own sister?
God damn it.
Here we go.
Wait, Demis, are you okay? I'm sure there's an explanation.
I'm sure that Ikki does not have a sister, and I'm sure that Kazuki murdering his sister is not bringing up bad memories from his past at all. I'm sure that is not the case. I placed so much damn trust in him. When he was capable of something like this, he's a monster. Wow, and Kazuki is gonna feel like shit, considering how sad he was that Ikki was actually gone and how much he actually liked Ikki. And I just don't know why you wouldn't have just gone to that. Okay, it's fine. I won't keep it. I placed my trust in a monster, and the heart in Kazuki just got stabbed, and it went just pressed the knife in further.
Ikki, hold up. It's okay. We can just,
It's not okay. You were right about him all along. Oh. And then, Ikki tore the folder. But thankfully, the screen cut off right before we could see Ikki be punished. Well, I'm glad that Dia had the decency to do that at the very least.
What? What were they talking about? Your sister. You didn't directly murder her, but you were responsible for her death.
Just like you were responsible for the death of Ikki, oh god. And that's, in a way, Kazuyuki is not, well, I would, when you really think about it, Kazuyuki is responsible for all of these deaths, if I really wanted to make Kazuyuki suffer. But I don't want to blame him for something he didn't directly cause, but why didn't he? Like, why not? Like, I've said, I understand not wanting to be alone with Asuka, considering your history, and Asuka had your secret, and fearing that Asuka might do something for you. That I understand, that I get. And I understand bringing someone with you as a sort of bodyguard or witness in case something happens. I also understand that. Makes sense. What I don't get is telling Ikki about it and sending him alone to meet with Asuka. Because that just shows me you do not give a damn about Ikki at all. Because if you are afraid that Asuka will kill you, why are you sending somebody you care about to meet with Asuka alone in a room with a lot of weapons? That just it just doesn't track with me. Because if, like, I don't know, if Asuka wanted to do something, they could. I just, and even if you are like, well, Kazuki knew that Ikki and Asuka were there, so if Asuka murdered Ikki, then Asuka would just be killing himself because Kazuki could tell everyone about it. But at that point, like, I feel like the whole reason you'd be scared of Asuka is because of how short-tempered they can be, and then when you're short-tempered, you don't think, so you're not going to be thinking true about everything. I just don't know. Kazuki says he cared about Ikki, but his actions just go against that. He's either stupid or he didn't care about him. I don't know. And Kazuki not going is how this whole thing happened. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like, and obviously it's Paralenda's sister, so I'm not sure if it's just part of me just thinks it's contrived instead of being a good character moment for anyone.
No, she's just missing. If she was dead, I would have heard about it. I've asked the police every single month for any updates on her. I've searched online every single day for any sign of her. I would have known. You currently remember it as her gone missing 1 year ago. In reality, it's been 1 year and 6 months.
Wow, Dia, you're just saying that out loud. Though to be fair, Seinousuke did just kind of confirm that because of the memories he missed. But glad to know that we're all missing 6 months for our memories.
Her bones were finally discovered and identified. 1 year and 6 months after your final argument. Why am I just now starting to remember? After our argument, I didn't mean to.
So wow, are you having the exact same sensation that Asuka felt when they read their folder? Wow, isn't that crazy that Asuka was telling the truth and they truly did just remember? Wow, isn't it crazy that Dia wouldn't just expose the traitor like that out of nowhere? Wow, Kazuyuki is not a surprise, isn't it? Kazuyuki!
Guess you have a habit of causing others deaths. Huh? But thanks, dear. You're not all bad for a killer robot, you know. Part of me even wonders if you could have been friends with all of us, if you hadn't been forced into the whole Dutch game host role thingamabob.
I truly doubt they were forced into it. You have to be stupid to think they are capable of any good.
You know what? When Chiyuki is the one that says no one has any good at them, you know that you've messed up horribly.
Haven't you noticed? They've given us most, if not all, of the things we've asked for. Decorations for the concert, helping hide the first motive videos, letting us do the poetry meetings again, and most of all, letting Daisaku survive. If they were all bad, they wouldn't do all that, you know? And I know a thing or two about putting up an act, am I right, Hikari?
Wait, why did you think of your name?
I just said on my verse and I couldn't think of a name that applied to the situation, so I just said your name because you're the first name I thought of.
Is that true, Dia? Were you forced into this role?
Well, Dia is a robot, so if they are a robot, they were most likely created for this project, or they were taken from somewhere else and programmed to be the host. So yes, I feel like they were quote unquote forced, although I'm not sure if the word forced can apply to a robot who was made for the game.
I guess silence was the only answer allowed from them. But now that the thought entered my mind, I'm reminded of all the strange dreams I had. Did Mia somehow manipulate my dreams to talk to me? Shish, we're all just fucking prisoners here, aren't we? Even the damn robots.
Manipulation our bodies? Creating artificial intelligence only to imprison them as well? I thought only a devil would be capable of such things, which means, guys, I'm the mastermind.
No.
This is hell. I'm trying to be strong. I'm trying to persevere as a warrior. But even I'm struggling to keep this out of. Asuka wouldn't have wanted this for me. I miss them. We are in hell. There is no way out.
Even if there isn't a way out, I'm still glad I got to meet you all, except
Kazuki. Well, I feel that as a common sentiment, to be honest.
Aren't you just scared of
Diane?
As soon as he said it, Ryuu was silent. Then he answered with a smile.
I'm not scared at all, honestly. An execution sounds like a fitting end for me, you know. So fitting that bastard Owler kept accusing me in the last trial, and now he just did this to spite him. The first trial he accuses me I'm innocent, second trial he thinks I'm innocent, and I'm the killer. I'm taking that bitch. Okay, where's that? Seriously, that hurts a lot. I hope you rest in peace once it's over. Or rest in pieces. Maybe I can be a puzzle of blood and bones by the end. Everyone, try your best and escape for me, okay? You all have a lot left to live for, don't ya? Find your truths, or face them, whatever the hell that means. And I don't know if it'll help at all, but my truth was paradise. And I found Kahara's too, when we first woke up.
Okay, so you did not wake up with Mauen, even though doubt you were the person that you were speaking to. That is good to know. So originally I thought that Seinousuke woke up with Mauen because in the ballroom those two were who were talking to each other, and I thought they were curious parents because there were other ones that would make sense. But if you woke up with Kahara, if you woke up with Ikki, that actually makes a lot more sense narratively because you were close to Ikki. What I will say, what I think is interesting, Hikari wakes up with Daisaku. Nature photography, there's a connection. Seinousuke woke up with Kahara. Connection, they knew each other. I wonder if all the parents were people who knew each other. So what? There's Ryuu and Mayumi, and that's really the only parent we do know, because other than that, we can't be sure if anyone else knew each other. But if we're looking at the obvious parents, there's me, Daisaku, there's Hikari Daisaku, Seinousuke Ikki, Asuka Toshi, Kolesh Mauen, Ryuu Mayumi, and that leaves Fuyuka, Tsubaki, Kazuyuki, and who else? I forgot who's the 14th person. Whenever there's a list, I always get the last. And Chiyuki. Honestly, I don't really see any connection between these two at all. Who's the other one? Chiyuki and Tsubaki. I don't see any connection between these four people. Tsubaki said she's an adventurer and doesn't get contact. Tsubaki and Fuyuka were the only two people that not share a secret with anyone. So maybe that means they don't know each other. And so maybe it's Kazuyuki and Chiyuki and Kazuyuki have some sort of connection. Maybe Kazuyuki designed the clothes for Chiyuki's concerts over the 6 months. I don't know.
Their truth was canvas.
Oh, so he clearly me. Yeah.
As for Lilypad, I have no clue.
Their truth was wings.
Huh. Sounds like something related to freedom. Funny, considering we can escape here. But it looks like this is the end, I was hoping it'd be a bit more action-packed, but hey, this is good enough. But hey, maybe there's an exciting as hell afterlife waiting for me. Might be pretty fun, who knows? Wildcat, you're the queen of demons and death, aren't ya? Can you tell me about the little place you rule over? It's awesome. You'll love it. It better be. You better not be all talkish and wow. Anyways, goodbye to all of you. It was nice meeting you. And hopefully, my little messy self gets to haunt your memories for at least a little while. Just don't forget me, okay?
It'd be very hard to forget someone like you, Seinousuke.
Hey, dear.
You ready?
Yep, give me all you got. I'm ready for some fun.
Goodbye, Seinousuke. Even if you did a terrible thing, I can't help but feel I'll miss you. Please, rest in peace after this. You deserve that.
Time to see the execution related to Paradise. Person in a disust graveyard is disgusting. Okay, I'll shut up. You're pulling the exact same pose that Miami did last time. Oh.
Boring.
Well, thanks for making it. Thanks for keeping the subtlety, Hikari. We definitely need that pointed out. God, that was the last bit was actually very depressing. I know. A part of me just went like, ugh. Just seeing him so excited to just die by falling down and then just getting stopped, and then then just him and Ikki there just lying there. I don't know. Just made like, okay. All the
All he ever wanted in his last moment was an exciting, memorable death. But he died while he was asleep instead. This is terrible. I'm sorry, I didn't enjoy your jokes more, Seinousuke. 14 of us started here, but now we're down to single digits.
I failed completely in letting none of us die. Despite all of my efforts.
What did you do this chapter? You said you were going to have the individual, and you weren't even available for one free time. And Fuyuka, what have you done this entire chapter? Let's be honest. Other than being like,
Guys, here's the receipts to what Dia said about Asuka. I'm shamed them. That's
literally all you did. The information you had with Asuka is the only thing you had relevant in this entire chapter. You did nothing over the last week. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest.
But perhaps it would be better if we all just joined them. At least we would not have to suffer any longer.
Okay, well, Chiyuki, that's been pressing. Oh.
No! Ryuu? We survived this long, haven't we? We can't give up now. We can't give up on all of those that have died. I can't promise that there will be no more deaths and no more trials, but I want to survive. I want to continue to survive with as many of you as possible. I agree. I care about everyone here, so we can't let ourselves die. More of us may die, but in the words of Tsubaki, people die every day. It may be wrong to say this, but all we can do is just go on anyway. It's terrifying to think about everything that can happen. I can't lie about that. But like you said, I want to survive with as many of you as possible. Thank you. Shush up. I cannot bear to hear such useless, worthless words any longer. Minty? Do not call me Minty either. Tsuyuki started laughing.
Oh god, she's lost it. Damn it, Chiyuki, we lost you. No.
We are all so stupid. Uh, we are pathetic bags of waste. Too stubborn to die. I have been trying so hard to look freshly. Towards the light. I have only failed miserably. Give up already. We're all going to be slaughtered. Do you not understand that?
Well, just giving up isn't going to help anybody. You say that we're just saying useless words, but saying that everyone isn't going to die is just being so helpful, isn't it? The words saying, give up, we're all going to die anyway, it doesn't matter. Saying those words have such meaning and such good value, don't they, Chiyuki? You're just a hypocrite, except you're saying people will die and we're saying we shouldn't give up. That's the only difference between what we're saying. We're both only saying words.
Eh? Minty, this isn't like you.
I said, shut up. I cannot bear this noise any longer. Don't you understand? We are going to rot in hell until our flesh is nothing but dust. Any fate for our future is idiocy and bullshit. So what if we live for those who have died? So what if we put effort into striving forward? Positivity means nothing here. Fate means nothing here. We will all just turn into failures who deserve to be slaughtered mercilessly. Have you not noticed that any attempts to change or move forward has ended in nothing but some goddamn pools of blood? My apologies for the outburst, but I stand by it. I get it if you want to believe in the future. I get it. I applaud you honestly. But not all of us deserve to survive. Fate has already made that clear enough. Some of us are cursed. Some of us deserve to rot for all they've done, all they have failed to do. So, I apologize, but I cannot agree. With that, Chiyuki left the trial room. Many of the others followed suit. None of them said a word.
I tried to tell them. Guess they don't listen, huh?
Guess not.
It was stupid of me to think I could make a difference. No, Ryuu, I think you did the right thing. I think saying what you did was what everyone needed to hear at the moment. God, I actually really enjoy Ryuu. I don't know, I just been thinking about him as the trial has gone on. And I actually really enjoy Ryuu so much. If Ryuu had died and I didn't do any of his free time events, I actually would have been devastated. Because I just realized at the very end that I did enjoy Ryuu. Then also, I just realized the question of who stole the poison ball never got answered. Ryuu, did you try to poison me or not? Did you poison yourself and it's going to take a week to activate or something? Is that what happened? God, I need to finish this 3 minutes in chapter 3 in case he dies. God, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Okay, but it's fine. He made it to chapter 2. He made it to chapter 3, and I finished Seinousuke's 3 time event, so everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Yes, I wouldn't even listen to me, so...
I agree with you, Ryuu.
Huh?
Well, everyone kind of probably wants me dead after hearing I helped murder my own sister, so, you know, yeah, everyone survived. Woo, I need to get on that train or else I'm going to be the next one to die. Woo, everyone survived. Me losing, yes. After all that's happened, I realize my view on things isn't entirely correct. I can't agree with your perspective fully, but I believe it should be considered.
Thank you.
That's right, Ryuu. We have to go on. We can go.
You're right. We can.
As those who remained finished discussing, they headed off into the elevator. I was about to follow them, but
with Chiyuki's outburst, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I do think it's a logical step for a character. Maybe logical is the right word, but I do think it's a good. It's interesting. In chapter 1, that would be optimistic. At the end of chapter 1, to lose all of it. In this chapter, be stuck in a room, then coming out and trying to help everybody again. But then when another part happens, he just gives up and goes crazy like that. I do think that makes sense. However, I feel like it just was so sudden. Like, I feel like it would have been more impactful if there was signs of her kind of breaking throughout the investigation and the trial. But even towards the end of the trial, I remember saying, I'll tell you later, Mowen, or something about she was talking to Mowen about explaining why we think Seinousuke is the culprit. And she seemed very normal then. She felt normal for the entire trial. So it just feels weird for her to snap at the very end like that. It just felt a little sudden for me. But I do think it's interesting for our character.
Hikari, wait a second. We need to talk about something.
What is it?
What was slaps aggressively? Come on now. You said you care about everyone. I need to snap that in the butt immediately. Get it together.
What is it? I'm scared.
It may be hard for you to hear, but you can't trust Ryuu.
Huh? But he investigated with me. He spent a lot of time with me. Without him, we might not have gotten through the trial.
Does she know something we don't? Does she know that Ryuu took the poison or something? Because she said in the investigation, and Ryuu literally had nothing to do with the murder. It was never brought up at all. Even the evidence about Ryuu's account saying he didn't do anything all day never even got brought up. Like, I'm scared of what she's about to say because she's adamant about that.
Without him, you wouldn't have been so close to death.
What are you talking about?
Ryuu attempted to kill you last night.
Yeah, that's what I feared.
What? What are you talking about? You can't just make a claim like that from nothing, Fuyuka.
Listen to me. When he was talking to you last night, did he do anything suspicious? Anything odd?
He swapped the bowl we were eating.
No, he didn't. We just talked, ate together, and then...
Did anything strange happen when he was serving you food?
Huh? I don't think so. He accidentally messed up whose bowl was whose. That's it. That mistake could happen to anybody. He really wanted extra chicken in his soup. I guess that was a bit funny, but...
How much of it did he eat?
Why does that matter?
Answer the question.
He didn't eat much.
He apparently was so picky over whose dish was whose, but then refused to eat a single drop of the soup he made.
He probably wasn't in the mood to eat, right? Or was he distracted by the movies? I mean, we've all been stressed lately. I think that was meant to be motive. Stop movies. Oh, no, wait, the movies. I'm distracted by the movies while we were watching our movies. I forgot about that.
Then why would there be a discarded poison bottle in his trash?
What?
The missing poison bottle from the storage room. I found it in his trash.
Well, marked it on the chalkboard. That's one tally for me against the other 20 tallies on the other side of the board. I got one thing right in this trial. Ryuu did take the poison.
During the investigation, he left his door open. Presumably, he forgot to close it while the two of you were heading to the armory for finding the body.
Okay, counterpoint. Anyone could have planted if he left his door open, anyone could have planted the poison bottle there before coming down here. And even you could have planned it. I have no reason to believe you over Ryuu, but I do agree it does make him incredibly suspicious.
Are you sure? Do you have any...
I mean, we have to ask him about it. We have to confront him because we just have to confront him with Fuyuka. That's the only thing. That's a rational thing to do. Talk to him about it, and if there's an explanation, he'll explain it. If there's not, he tried to kill you. Screw him. I part of me wants to trust him though because I don't know.
Proof? Yes. I took a picture of it. I didn't mention this to anybody, but I've been in possession of a camera from the technology room, just for moments like this.
Something I will say, you came down and found Ikki's body. You stayed down there with me and Ryuu. You investigated the body, and you told me not to trust Ryuu before you went down to the first floor and investigated his room. You told me to be suspicious of him before you knew for a fact that there was a poison in there. Explain that to me, please. Did you go into his room before you came down with Seinousuke? I presume not, because the time for that would have been so slow. And even if you came out, heard the announcement, saw Ryu's door open, you're coming up to the second floor to check the bodies first before you investigate that. I'm going to be so honest. I don't trust you. I've that's a little odd to me. And I feel like I don't know. I just want to instinctually want to trust Ryuu because of everything we've gone through. I just feel like it'd be so if he tried to kill me. I just feel so mad about it. I do want to believe he wants to survive with everyone.
Fuyuka took out a camera, and a picture she must have developed from it.
But the fact that he didn't want to, maybe he poisoned it, but then he changed his mind at the last minute and realized he didn't want to murder anyone. That's still not a good thing that he tried to. He didn't. That's not a good thing that he got so desperate that he wanted to kill someone, but he clearly backed out at the last minute if he took the poisoned bowl.
It was a poison bottle. Discarded in the trash. Slightly hidden by some hair and wrappers. Ryuu. He ate some candies when we spent time together last night. Those were the wrappers.
See? Do you believe it now?
Wait a second. Isn't it possible that he was framed? If you could open his door, then somebody else could have.
Well, the fact that Hikari's bringing this up makes me very likely that Fuyuka's about to debunk it immediately.
I admire your thorough questioning, but that is not possible. The wrappers still have a heavy amount of chocolate on them, and if since they're under the wrappers, that means it must have been placed there before Ryuu ate the chocolates, unless the culprit was cunning enough to place the wrappers on top of it, maybe. But if you wanted to frame Ryuu first, you wouldn't have hit it. I don't know. Unless somebody was extremely careful, wouldn't there be stains of chocolate on the sides of the trash can, or on other items? The chocolate is messy and melted. Any tampering would have left marks of chocolate elsewhere. I can continue on if you'd like, even more of an explanation, especially as to how unlikely any other possibilities are. The only problem is, I don't know why he would have targeted you. Your silence tells me you may know why.
Information he had on me. He might have thought that I was involved with whoever set up the death game.
Now I understand.
So Ryuu thought you were involved in the death game and he was going to kill you, but when he heard you out, he didn't think you were the killer, and he backed out of the plan, I guess.
He invited you to talk, and in the case of you avoiding his questions or making him more suspicious of you, he was prepared to poison you. But assuming that you somehow convinced him that you weren't suspicious, he switched the dishes so he would have the poisoned one. And due to being the one with the poisoned dish, he didn't eat any of it.
Why?
Because you're weak. You're an easy target. Anybody here would take advantage of you. Except me. You can trust me. I'm best girl Fuyuka and would do nothing wrong. But it will be okay.
Oh, this possibly be okay?
You can depend on me. Remember the last time we were in this trial we were alone? You can trust me. I'm the only one you can trust. Just believe in me over everyone else. You don't have anybody else to depend on. You're alone without me. But with me, you can be stronger. You don't have to be so weak anymore. You don't have to depend on those strangers.
Weak?
You're weak on your own. You already know that.
Right. I already know that. I'm the perfect victim, aren't I? I should have known.
Yes, but don't worry. You can depend on me. Put all of your faith in me, Hikari, because I will never murder you. Trust me. Cross my fingers. I'll never do it. Pinky promise. You already know you can't trust anybody here. You already know you can trust me.
If I can trust you, why you can't go to your free habits?
Damn it, I've been exposed.
I already know.
You do.
You're right. I don't have to depend on anybody else. Thank you for letting me depend on you, Fuyuka.
Don't thank me, Hikari. You should.
Okay, well this actually makes me think she is a sane person, because I thought she was going to be like,
Damn right, you better thank me for it.
I do think she does actually feel bad about using Hikari like this.
I should thank her. She's strong, intelligent, and brave. She's better than I could ever be. I could never be best girl. I don't want to be alone. I hate the thought of being alone with my thoughts forever. But with her, I don't have to listen to them. I can just listen to her. I can just depend on her. Depend on her. You were wrong, Naoki. I don't have to be my own person. I don't have to take responsibility. I don't have to make up for it at all. Because Hikari can depend on her. Hikari's smile grew as her eyes opened. She looked up at the girl who was comforting her. She raised her arms. She hugged the other girl. And while doing so, Hikari whispered a gentle, Thank you. Hikari was finally safe. She didn't need to be weak anymore. She didn't have to care. She didn't have to fear. All she needed to do was rely on Fuyuka. Everything was going to be okay. At least, that's what Hikari thought.
Chapter 2, Second Lament. Shore of Death, the Marbles Rhyme. Only nine people remain. How sad. Okay, there's an end of chapter cutscene. That's good. I was scared that it was going to go straight into chapter 3 because I didn't want to see the chapter 3 cutscene before I started officially. But we're fine. We're going. We have Dia looking like a madman. But I will say that was a great post trial, especially after the execution. Everything after the execution, I adored. Ryu standing up, Chiyuki's crash out, Fuyuka coming in and comforting Hikari. Maybe coming in is the wrong word, but making her feel comfortable together. Half of the line. But yeah, I thought that was so good. I really enjoy that. I feel like Fuyuka does care about Hikari, but she just. I don't know. I actually don't know how she feels about her. It's so weird because the way she's doing, I feel like it's very abusive and manipulative. However, I feel like she does care about her because she said "don't thank me," so she realizes that what she's doing is kind of bad. The way she's handling it is kind of bad, but she wants her to survive. God, it's so interesting. And the fact that I feel like Ryu only tried to kill Hikari because he thought she might have been behind the game. She might have been the traitor. But when he found out that she wasn't, and he started trusting her, he took the bull. So I do genuinely think that Ryu does trust her, and if Hikari finds, and if Hikari ever talks to Ryu about it, he's gonna be devastated that she find out, and that Hikari won't trust her anymore. God, I'm actually so excited to see how the Hikari Ryu, Hikari Fuyuka, Chiyuki with everybody, Toshi with everybody, Ryu with everybody, even Kazuyuki will turn a new leaf, realizing after Ikki's death and how he could have murdered his sister, and how God, I'm just so excited to see how everything will play in the chapter. I do feel like I enjoyed the chapter one trial overall more, the experience of it, everything coming together, realizing the culprit was. I do feel like it flowed a lot better. I felt like this case was a little bit contrived, with like Kazuki not going with Ikki, Dia not explaining the rule violation. I know that Dia has no he has no reason to explain the rule violation, but I feel like it's kind of nah. I don't know how to explain it. That's the thing. I've said it before in this episode. Like I've said this is like my fourth time saying this episode, but I don't know how to explain it. It's like nah. I don't know how to say it. I just don't like it that Ikki died of a rule violation and Seinousuke murdered Asuka under the false pretense that that was the case. And then there's Seinousuke, who didn't want to get away with the murder, but didn't admit to it because he wanted to have fun. And by having fun, he planted his hair, which just gave the game away immediately. Because if they brought it up when they brought up the hair, Seinousuke admitted to the crime. So if they brought the hair at the beginning of the trial, like any normal person would, then Seinousuke would have just admitted to it, and then we would have been not done with this a lot faster. But Seinousuke might have explained more. I don't know. It's just feel like nah. I feel like why leave the hair if you want to have fun? Because that makes it way too obvious. And then there's Asuka planning to have a meeting in the most dangerous room in the entire building with a lot of weapons. Like that was smart, and that was the only reason we thought that. And if it wasn't in that room, it wouldn't. The murder couldn't even make any sense because the spears were. That was the only room the spears were in, and it would have been obvious if it was in any other room. Then it couldn't have been one of the spears because people would have realized that you couldn't move it, you couldn't clean it. Yeah, there's the fact that the elevator coincidentally broke on the one time it didn't need to break. We didn't even talk about Asuka's bruised knuckles. I presumably that was from punching the faulty elevator. I don't know. There was just a feel like there was a lot like it was very a lot of things needed to go wrong for this to happen, and they did. And I feel like the biggest thing that irks me is Dia's actions overall, because I feel like Seinuke said that Dia's kind of good, but if Dia was truly good, quote unquote good, he would have come in and said that Ikki got punished by a rule violation, because there's nothing against the rule that says he can't do that. So that's like, but with that said, let's get into this scene with Ikki.
Uh, I I thought I was more careful this time. How did he find out? I've tried to seem cruel. I've tried to seem irredeemable. You are irredeemable. And they haven't found that part out, have they? About her dreams. I need to be more careful. I can't be seen as a traitor to them again. I don't want to be erased. I don't want to be shut off. I don't want to die. Even if I were to rebel, I couldn't save any of them. I already tried that last time. There has to be some way out. There has to be. I want to be more than distortion.
And that was the word that Dia told us about in one of our first streams. I remember that in chapter 1.
Ugh.
Are we going to change the chapter 3? Is going to be another word. Now begins chapter 3, but now signals the end of the episode. Oh yeah, you thought, nope, we're not on chapter 3 yet. Yeah, I just gave my thoughts of the trial. If you want more of my thoughts about Daylife, I do think it was like the pacing wasn't the best as well for chapter 1. The pacing of Daylife wasn't great. I do feel it went on a bit longer. Unlike chapter 1 though, I felt like all the scenes were kind of necessary, but I feel like we could have condensed it. I feel like there should be less free time events. I don't think we did a 12 for one chapter. I think it was either 12 or 11 or something like that. I feel like we could have cut down some of the free time events. We could have just time skipped a bit more. Like we could have gone after one free time event, we could have gone from day to evening if meant we skipped to more important scenes. And I felt like I said at the beginning when we found Asuka's body, I explained this more in debt, but I felt like you could have made the debt at the morning of chapter 10 or the night of or the night of day 10 or the night of day 9, and it would have flowed a lot better, and it would have followed the climax of the tension. But since it went on till the night of day 11, I just felt like the tension was at a climax, but then it kind of dipped, and then we found the body after the tension already dipped. So I was like, oh yeah, well, yeah. Also, another thing I want to say about this game that I haven't really said yet, but something I find out is that the daily lives go on for like 10, 11, 12 episodes, roughly. Both of them have gone on for that long time, which is like 8 hours, 9 hours. I don't do the math, but the investigation. To be fair, I won't talk about the investigation because I made those episodes longer, so it not really count. But I try to make the trial episodes the same length, and I finished the trial in like 4 episodes, and this is the fourth episode. And even disregarding that, I only did like 30 minutes of a trial in the first one of the trial episodes because I spent like 40 minutes yapping about a theory. So I find it odd that they're proportioned weirdly. Like, this game is Deadly Life heavy. Like, the Daily Life goes on for like 12 episodes. Then the investigation goes on for 1 or 2. To be fair, if we did follow it, the investigation went on for like 3. So if we count that, the Deadly Life lasts for like 7 episodes. But the trial only being 4 episodes is like so weird because they're wrongly proportioned, I think. They're just weirdly proportioned. But yeah, with that said, overall I liked this chapter. I really liked the beginning of the daily life, the the day 9 of the first day of the motive. The last 2 days of the motive, like man, but I really enjoyed the first few days of this chapter, and I feel like it was a bit contrived. Overall, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the emotions I got from that came from Seinousuke especially. I really like Seinousuke as a character. I really enjoyed doing his free time events, and I really enjoyed seeing why he killed Asuka, even though I thought it was a bit contrived. I still enjoyed it overall. I enjoyed seeing the final interaction between Asuka and Ikki. And moreover, I'm excited to see the future interaction in Chapter 3. Like I said, Chiyuki, Ryuu, Toshi, Fuyuka, Hikari, all of them, even Kazuki. Because I feel like Kazuki is like second least at the moment. I don't dislike Melon. She's just done nothing for me. And I'm excited to see how all those characters interact. I'm still going to do reviews for time event. Even if he tried to kill me, that just makes it like him more. I like a little bit of murder in some people. I'm going to be honest. For you, that just makes it like him more. But yes, with that said, that is the end of chapter 3. That is the end of this episode. Tomorrow we won't be beginning chapter 3. We will be doing the extra streams of chapter 2. You know that. We'll be doing the bonus content. We'll do we'll be doing Seinousuke's, Ikki's, and Asuka's extra bonus event, and we'll be doing all the extra interactions from chapter 2 that we haven't seen yet. But with that said, that's all from me. Bye bye.